If this were my... This world. If this were my world. All right, we are live on TikTok. I need to get live on. All right, cool. Let me see. All right, cool. All right, let's switch this to. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody that is joining this edition of your Mental Wellness Live. How's everybody doing? So shout out to everybody on YouTube, shout out to everybody on TikTok, and unfortunately, not shout out to LinkedIn. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with my streaming software, so that I can properly multi-stream on LinkedIn, multi-stream on TikTok, and multi-stream on YouTube all at the same time. But for now, go over to YouTube if you want the replay, if you want to catch all the previous Monday Mental Wellness Live, so that we can get into it and you can get all the content that you need. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's topic because today's topic is very relevant for this time of year. We're in December. We're a couple weeks away from Christmas break. Last week we talked about how to stay motivated essentially during this last month of the year and how you can make sure that this month might actually be your best month. And so today it's in that same reign, but it's more specific to overall health and well-being, and that is SAD, or seasonal effectiveness disorder, or otherwise known as seasonal depression. Essentially, what the spirit of it is that when the sun starts to go down, daylight savings time just kicked in about a few, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it's getting really cold really fast. And when the sun goes down, the sun's going down at like 5 o'clock. So as soon as people are getting off work, the sun is already going down, and you don't feel like doing anything. You feel a little low fatigued, and it usually happens around the same time every year. At least that's what the clinical disorder is officially diagnosing it with. Like, it happens around the change in weather or change in temperature, different things like that. And a lot of people tend to deal with it around this time of year, like I said, because it gets cold. People are not getting enough vitamin D from the sun, and they're not able to go out very quickly, or they don't feel like going out because by the time they get off work they just want to come straight home because it's dark. It's a whole bunch of things going on when it comes to seasonal effectiveness disorder. So I wanted to spend today's live really helping you be able to proactively, and for some reactively, deal with that seasonal effectiveness disorder, or seasonal depression as some people like to call it. So let's go ahead and get into it, because here's the thing. And also, matter of fact, before we get into that, I also want to add that this live, we're also going to be talking about keeping yourself well. Because if you know anything about me, you know that I like to treat mental wellness as a holistic perspective. And what I mean by that specifically is I don't like to just say one size fits all. I don't want to have just, okay, let me just give you some mental exercises. No, I'm not going to just give you mental exercises. I'm going to give you something that's going to help your overall health, because mental health is a part of your entire health. So, and y'all know y'all going to get me on a whole spiel about how, your entire health deals with your brain. So, but like I said, getting into seasonal effectiveness, I gotta treat it like a holistic perspective, and something that also simultaneously happens around this time of year that a lot of people overlook and don't connect the dots with is your overall immunity. And what I mean by the overall immunity, I mean like common cold, the flu, these type of seasonal diseases often happen at the same time. And a lot of people don't think that, seasonal depression and these seasonal flus, these seasonal colds, these seasonal things, a lot of people don't realize how they overlap and how they might even be related to one another. It's just that your DNA, your body composition, manifested with depression, and another person may manifest it with a lingering cough, and another person may manifest it with the flu, or they make themselves more susceptible to getting the flu. So everybody body composition is different. I always say everybody is different because everybody is different. So what affects you this season is going to affect somebody differently in another season. But we can treat them both the same if we think about it through a holistic perspective. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing is first, when it comes to dealing with your body and dealing with your mind and during this time, excuse me, obviously the first thing that we have to do off the rip is make sure that your vitamin D levels are where they need to be. And when you say, okay, Cameron, what do you mean where they need to be? Well, number one, we have to understand about vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the vitamins that literally cycles in and out of your system like a cycle. So it's not going to stay in your system once you take it. Like, it's like your body processes it, uses it, and then processes it out. So that's something that we have to continuously take. So I got to ask you, if you are not getting 10, at least 10 minutes of sunlight, direct sunlight, and you're not taking a vitamin D supplement consistently, then, and like this has been going on for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, like I said, we've been in daylight saving times for about a month and a half now. But if you haven't been consistently making sure that you're getting enough sun, making sure that you're getting enough vitamin, then there's a probability that you are running low. And how can I see if I'm running low? Well, vitamin D supports a lot of things. It supports your immune system. It supports your energy. It supports your serotonin levels. It supports your bone density. It supports a lot. So if you're having problems in some of these areas, I want you to reflect and see, okay, am I potentially running low on vitamin D? So when it comes to the mental realm, something that we got to look at is, of course, the serotonin levels, which, of course, if you want to get tested, hit me up. We can set up that so we can see where your serotonin, your dopamine, and all those levels of your brain hormonal imbalance. We can get it tested out. We got you. But when it comes to serotonin, which is our mood stabilizer, it's our natural body's mood stabilizer. And so if we're running low on that, then chances are we're having mood swings. We're easily swung. Our emotions can go to a high level, or they can get to a really low level if that serotonin is not where it needs to be. And vitamin D literally directly deals with that. So when we talk about depression, that's why vitamin D is one of my initial go-tos when we're trying to make sure that serotonin level is balanced. But I say all that to say this: if you're running low, like if you're reflecting and you're thinking, you know what, I haven't had a vitamin D supplement in about 2 months, then chances are you need to go just a step higher when it comes to the amount that you're taking. There's the recommended daily value, and the recommended daily amount is what you're supposed to be taking on a regular basis, right? But if you haven't been taking on a regular basis, then we need to kick up the dosage just a little bit. Now, if you want a precise amount, then I recommend going to your doctor, going to your healthcare physician, and let them tell you, because I'm not your doctor, nor do I want to be your doctor. So going directly to your doctor and having them tell you, you know what, you need to be taking 5,000 IUs. You need to be taking 75,000 IUs. You need to be taking 10,000 IUs. But just for clarification, you're going to be taking this high dosage temporarily, not for the rest of your life. Because what we don't want is for you, and this is with all vitamins, by the way, what we don't want is you're taking this super duper high dosage consistently, and then you have the issues that come with vitamin toxicity. And one of those things is kidney stones. And the only way to get kidney stones out is to urinate it out. And so I don't think anybody wants that. So let's just, if you're going to take the high dosage, take it for about 30 days and then scale back. Or if you're taking a high dosage and you're feeling the symptoms, headaches, nausea, upset stomach, you're feeling those symptoms, then definitely you need to scale it back down. Okay? But foundationally, for seasonal affective disorder and simultaneously seasonal illnesses, we want to make sure that your vitamin D is in place. It's essential, especially since we're not getting it naturally from the sun. Now, if it were up to me, I would say, of course, make sure that you get your sun, get it directly from the sun, because that's the most natural, that's the most unfiltered. You ain't got to worry about third parties, people. You ain't got to worry about none of that. But since we don't always have that luxury, and it gets really, really cold, I don't know where y'all at, I'm in Memphis, and it gets really cold over here, you want to make sure that you're taking your vitamin D. Okay? Now, on to the next supplement that is very important during this time of year. The other one that's very important for this time of year is vitamin B, actually. Vitamin B. So I recommend what a lot of people don't realize about vitamin D is that there's like 12 different versions of vitamin B. And you can take vitamin B6 for energy. You can take vitamin B9, which is good for folate, so all that type of stuff that goes with that. Vitamin B12, which is another energy one. So there's a lot of different vitamin Bs. So I recommend taking a B complex, because what that does is that takes little bits and pieces of all of the vitamin B, so you make sure you cover all your bases and make sure that you're squared away. What this vitamin B does, in a sense, not only is it going to help give you the proper energy that you probably are not getting because you're not getting sunlight, you're not active, so on and so forth. So it's not only going to give you that energy, but it's also going to help regulate your nervous system. Your nervous system is very much connected. Obviously, comes to and through your brain, but it's gonna definitely help with how you respond to certain situations that are happening. Now, everybody, this time of year for some people can be the best time of year, and for others it can be literally the worst time of year. And combining that with the lack of sunlight and all everybody sneezing and all that good stuff all over the place, it's not going to be a good combination. So making sure that your body is able to respond better is going to be essential, which is why we definitely want to take that vitamin B as well. It's a great vitamin that does a lot for the brain, which is why I'm a fan of it. It's definitely typically one of my go-tos when it comes to regular depression, and especially seasonal depression as well. Okay, now when getting the most out of these, I definitely recommend also taking a magnesium supplement. In particular, vitamin D and magnesium, they synergize great together. Like when they combine in the body, it just maximizes the benefits of both. And I think I've said this before, but if I'm not, I'm going to say it again. Magnesium has over 300 different enzymic reactions in the body, many of which are pertaining to your heart, pertaining to your immune system, pertaining to your brain, pertaining to your energy levels, all as well. So combining vitamin D with a magnesium supplement, preferably magnesium malate or magnesium glycinate, combining it with magnesium is going to do great for your brain and for your overall health and well-being. So what we definitely want to do is when we're taking vitamin B and vitamin D, we want to see if we can have a magnesium supplement as well. Some places, some brands, they like to combine vitamin D and magnesium already. But sometimes that balance may be off, or they may have magnesium citrate, which is what's going to help you process a nice smooth bowel movement, which some of y'all don't need. Some of y'all need, but some of y'all do not need. So you got to figure out what works best for you. Do I want to take them separately and then just take them both at once? Do I want to get a powdered form? Do I want to mix it up in my water? So figuring that out for you is what I definitely recommend. But nevertheless, combining those two vitamins and that mineral is going to do great for you from a mental health perspective. Now, on the other hand, if you're really wanting to enhance your immunity, I recommend zinc instead. Now, zinc actually has like 200 different enzymic reactions, but when zinc and not vitamin D and magnesium are taken at the same time, they're usually fighting for absorption. And so you don't usually want to take a large amount of zinc and a large amount of magnesium at the same time. And by a large amount, I mean like 100 grams or more. So they're going to fight in your body for your body to absorb one or the other. So to get the maximum benefit out of both, you want to take them at different times. So that's why I say if you're wanting to focus on immunity, you want to go towards zinc, because zinc is the super mineral that does a lot of great benefits for our body's protection, for our immune system. So if you got a lot of people around you that are sneezing, coughing, wheezing. So if you're in education and you're working around a lot of nasty, snotty kids, or if you're in sales and you got customers coming in and out and they're sneezing all over the place, then you want to make sure your system is bolstered with zinc. And the thing is, you can get zinc through fruits, you can get it through nuts, you can get it through. You don't have to necessarily, and this a lot of this, except vitamin D. Vitamin D, typically a better way to get it is supplements, but for all these other vitamins, a good way to get it is through our foods. But when it comes to zinc in particular, going back to it, that one is going to be a great one to boost your immune system naturally. Personally, I love to get it through elderberry, which elderberry is a super food all by itself, but it's power packed with zinc. So I like to drink elderberry juice if I want to get elderberry syrup, if I'm really down bad. But typically, I drink elderberry juice to just my nose itching, my bad. But I typically drink elderberry juice really as a preventative to keep me from getting sick. Because I mean, I have some teenage clients and they come in cause and I'm just like, make sure that I spray the Lysol on their way out. But again, preventatively, I got to make sure that my immune system is great, is solid, and we're good, and we're not going to get sick. I'm not going to bring any sickness home to my wife. I'm going to make sure that I am properly protected. And you have to do that for you as well, especially again, because a lot of people don't realize this. Your immune system, protecting your immune system, not only benefits your physical health, but it also helps your brain health as well. I mean, think about it for a second. When you've been sick, when you've been really down bad, whatever you've gotten, whether you've had, COVID, whether you've had the flu, or if you just had a common cold, is your brain properly processing like you need it to? No, because literally the when it comes to our immune system, it is one of the things that can cross the blood-brain barrier and really affect it from a focus perspective, a cognitive processing perspective, and maybe even a memory perspective as well. And so when we're sick, it affects the whole body and it definitely hinders the brain. So we want to make sure that our brain is protected through our immune system. So making sure that you're taking enough of the zinc is definitely going to be necessary for you. So zinc and vitamin D, those are two power pack supplements that will be great for your immune system. Oh, hold on. I think let me see what's going on here with my camera. My bad for those of y'all on YouTube. My camera's glitching a little bit. I need to figure out what's going on with that. But again, I'll say it again. Making sure that your vitamin D and your zinc is a good way to bolster and preventatively make sure that your immune system is strong. Those are two very simple ones that a lot of people are not making sure that they have. So I don't know why, because when we're in the winter, it's like we neglect everything health and wellness rise that really keeps us healthy when it comes to working out consistently, when it comes to taking our vitamins and supplements. Like for whatever reason, that goes off on the deep end, and I feel like a part of that is the sun, and it takes a little bit more of our energy. But I also think that overlaps with Thanksgiving and Christmas as well, because we be eating good on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So all that healthy vegetables, healthy fruits, and healthy habits, all that just goes out the window. But in reality, that's when we really need to lean in the most. This is really the time we really need to lean in the most when it comes to our habits for our health. And that's what we need to really tap in with. Now, another way that you can help with seasonal affective disorder without supplements, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's definitely a good way. But the second alternative way is light therapy. Now, Cameron, what you talking about light therapy? Well, it's oftentimes coined as sad lamps, but they are light therapy lamps that you make sure that you put in your room. Now, they're really, really bright. And the reason that is because they help with our vitamin D levels. And it's a lamp, and you can put it on your desk, or you can put it next to your bedside, or put it wherever you need it to. But it literally is going to be a mini sun for you to absorb, for your skin to absorb and really take the benefits of that. I had somebody tell me, I was in a meeting last month with a principal, and she told me that, I really had to, I myself had to recognize that, my office does not have windows, and it's getting cold, and I'm not feeling the best. So let me invest in it. And she invested in a light therapy lamp. And she said that she definitely recognized the difference. Now, for those of you who are like, okay, how much does that cost? It's relatively affordable. If you're spending $100 on a light therapy lamp, I don't know if that's going to make much more of a difference than the $20, the $30 light therapy lamp. So do your research, do your due diligence, but definitely if you feel like, you know what, I can't really do the pills, I don't really feel like doing the powders, but I can do the lamp, I definitely recommend you do the lamp. It's called a light therapy lamp, or you could put SAD lamps. They both should come up on Amazon or wherever you're looking to purchase one. But that is going to be very important for generating our vitamin D levels. So again, I know I sound like a broken record, but vitamin D really is going to be your essential vitamin, and that's what we need during this time. And so when it comes to fighting this disorder, we have to look at it the same way that we're looking at it like the flu, or we're looking at it like mono, or we're looking at it like the common cold. We need to bolster our defenses with proper nutrients. So that's what we have to think about when it comes to this time of year, because it gets cold and everybody's sneezing in your face, and you got to make sure that you're good, not only for you but the people that you are around as well. And not doing that is going to hinder how you interact on your job. It's going to hinder how you interact with other people, and boom, you might not be able to go to the concert or the outing that you've been planning all year, or heaven forbid, you get sick and can't travel home. You get so sick that you can't hop on a plane, you can't hit the road, and you just got no energy to travel home. And you know what? Let me back that up for a second, because it really doesn't even have to be that extreme. Sometimes it might be just the little stuff that we're not energetic and you're not feeling the do because we're not taking care of us from a nutritional level. Like you may feel like, I don't even have the energy to go to the gym, or, my motivation level is all the way gone, and my mood is just all over the place. Like those are the little things that people overlook, that that can get the maximum benefits of taking a holistic approach to your mental wellness. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not against medication. So if you're going to a psychiatrist, or you're going to your PCP, and they give you something uh, that's gonna get straight, quick to the point, I'm not against that. If that's what works best for you, then do what's best for you. Just be careful and do your due diligence of the side effects that come with the medicine, because the medicine is designed to get you quick results, but not necessarily, long lasting results. And in order to get that quick result, sometimes they got to skip, not, I won't say skip steps, but the reason why I'm more on the supplements and nutritional route is because it gets a chance to build in your system. So where we're out, it will build in your system, so that if I miss a week, I'm not gonna go fully off the deep end, but I can hop back on it, and it can continue to build strong in my system. But again, I'm not against medication. So do what you got to do. Make sure that you're taking care of your overall wellness when it comes to seasonal effectiveness disorder, not just the flu, not just the common cold, but your overall health and wellness as well. And with that being said, yep, we're right at 30 minutes, so I'm going to cut it there. Again, apologies for those of you who are on LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out what's going on so that I can, again, multi stream everywhere. Hopefully, I'll be able to do it through one camera. I currently have two devices right now. I got one device on YouTube, and I got one device here on TikTok. But we're going to figure it out. Hopefully, before next week, we'll figure it out. But God bless to you, everybody. Take care of yourselves. For those of y'all on TikTok, you can jump over to my YouTube to catch the live replay. YouTube, if you missed it, you came late, you're catching on the replay. Appreciate y'all for jumping in on the replay, and I'll see you guys next Monday.